What's up, Variant Nation? Today we are returning to the epic new Hulk series by Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley. Bruce Banner Hulk is my guy, and this new direction Cates has been taking him has been a lot of fun so far. And I will say, things only get crazier in the two issues we're breaking down in this episode, issues 4 and 5. For those of you who haven't read issues 1 through 3, we posted episodes on each of those issues as well, which you can find right here. But we always heavily recommend you grab a copy of each and check them out for yourself, first to get the scope and the context of the story, but most importantly to support the creators who put their blood, sweat, and tears into these awesome stories. But before we dive into issue 4 for ourselves, we want to thank Babbel for sponsoring today's Big Green episode.
Buenos dias. Buenas tardes. Buenos tardes. Project that up.
Like many Hispanics who were born and raised here in the States, I never really picked up on Espanol growing up. Regardless, there are obviously huge benefits to learning a second language, so I've wanted to learn to speak Spanish most of my adult life, partly to connect with my roots, but it's also a major asset in business, and great for expanding my mental horizons. Having said that, it can be an intimidating task to take on without the right tools and methods, which is exactly where Babbel comes in strong. Babbel teaches you how to quickly start using your new language and engage others with real-world practical conversations, by combining scientifically proven technology with short 10-minute interactive lessons designed by real language teachers. One of the things I personally like most is that Babbel gives me multiple ways to learn and practice in a practical way, which is a big one for those of us living that working parent life, so I can alternate between lessons, games, podcasts, and even live classes with top teachers. You can log in from the mobile app or your browser and you do everything at your own pace. Listen, it's never too late to set positive self-improvement goals for yourself, and Babbel is going to help me accomplish one of mine in 2022. So start expanding your language horizons. Click our link in the description to get started with Babbel, and as a member of our community, you'll get 65% off your subscription. If for any reason you're not digging it, Babbel offers a 20-day money-back guarantee, so there's nothing but an upside here. Again, make sure you use our link in the description so Babbel knows we sent you. Then come back and let us know which new language you're learning.
But with that said, let's see where this series is headed and what the Hulk is smashing now. Issue 4 starts off on Earth 122 at the White House, where someone within the White House is telling President Ross, "We believe we found him, President Ross. There was an enormous amount of gamma energy spiking from this specific mountain range." Now, obviously we can't be sure, but Ross interrupts saying, "Send everything and get me on a dropship 10 minutes ago. Bring the boy." The person then responds, "Of course, sir, but do you think it's wise to enter the field of combat yourself? Our soldiers are more than equipped to bring in a lone scientist holed up in a..." President Ross interrupts and replies, "No, I want to see it." Then over the next few pages, we see the main 616 Banner, who is now on Earth 122, familiarizing himself with other versions of people he knows on this Earth via news articles. He learned that following the emergence of the Gamma Revolution, Stark Industries became obsolete. And after an eventual takeover of his company and the subsequent absorption of his technology, Tony Stark faded away from the spotlight, ultimately dying due to severe liver toxicity and complications from severe and chronic pancreatitis. He also learns that the X-Men were eradicated on this world, as the sudden outbreak of mutant kind was believed to be created by the fallout of gamma testing. As the narrator explains, for the safety of the human race and for the good of the United States of America, this threat was quietly disposed of before their numbers grew. On the following panels, we even see that Cyclops was killed, having his head blasted off, with Jean as the Phoenix holding his headless body. Then as Banner is looking up all these past news articles, he says, "God almighty, this is barbaric. This can't be real. Is there anyone left? What about Blade or Moon Knight or Captain America or even Spider-Man?" But we learn that the Banner of this Earth has no idea who those people are, and he says, "You're just saying words. I'm afraid I don't know what any of that means." We then see Banner, who remembers once again that he's piloting the Hulk like a starship from the inside of Hulk's brain, saying, "Fine." Then on the outside, we see the bigger Hulk respond by saying, "Hulk doesn't need anyone." Now, as the Hulk is talking to this world's Banner inside his own brain, an alarm goes off. Banner says, "No, no, no, they found me." At which point, Hulk runs outside, opening the doors to his facility, saying, "Oh yeah? Well, look at that. Should have sent more." The camera then turns and we see that he's looking at President Ross's army, who is ready to take him out. Hulk then tells this world's Banner, "Don't worry, I've got this." Banner says, "No, you don't understand." But Hulk replies, "Believe me, I do. I've danced with Ross a few times myself. Now I've slaved my ship's communications to yours, so you should be able to hear me in the field, and I'll be able to look through your computer as well. Stay here, stay low, and don't come out. This shouldn't take long." 616 Banner then pilots the Hulk into battle, saying, "All right, let's do this." And he starts to yell Hulk smash, but is interrupted by President Ross saying, Fire! The ship above his army unleashes into Hulk with Banner inside the Hulk saying, "What was that?" His computer says, "Critical damage, critical damage." Banner then replies, "I get it, all right, all engines, stage 4. He then pushes up the throttle on the Hulk, making him angrier. If you're confused by this, watch our previous episodes on the series, because again, he's controlling the Hulk's emotions from inside Hulk's brain. Anyway, once stage 4 is initiated, we see the Marvel zombies arrive inside the Hulk's mind prison, and they're there to fight him, to make him angrier, which in turn will make the Hulk stronger. Meanwhile, on the outside in the real world, the Hulk continues to get blasted by President Ross's army, but with the Hulk fighting the Marvel zombies within his mind, making him angrier and angrier. And as the Hulk becomes angrier, we see him get stronger and stronger, gaining the upper hand on Ross and his army, jumping right through one of his huge robots. And while this is going on, Earth's Banner is watching the destruction saying, "What have I unleashed?" He then gets a call from President Ross who tells him, "You tell that monster you created to stand down and turn yourself in right now. Do you understand me?" But Banner replies, "I didn't create it. I can't stop it." Ross then answers, "Well then, it doesn't seem like you're much use to me, are you, Bruce? That's okay. I'll just have to send your star pupil in your place." And with that, we see a hooded boy cuffed and standing on the edge of his helicarrier. Banner just yells, "No, please, please don't do this." But Ross interrupts it and says, 10 seconds. Stop your monster. Come out with your hands up, or the boy falls. Banner continues to beg, but ultimately it's too late and Ross kicks the hooded boy out of the helicarrier. The 616 Banner hears this world's Bruce say over comms, "They killed him." 616 Banner then replies, "Who? Who did they kill?" And this world Banner replies, "His name was Peter. He was a research student of mine. He was like a son to me. He was bitten by a spider that we had irradiated. I was trying. I had hoped to cure him." The Hulk then asks, this might be a dumb question, but the spider? Exactly what kind of radiation are we talking about?" He then looks off to something in the distance, and the issue ends with a gigantic spider Hulk-looking creature that was clearly infected with gamma radiation towering over the Hulk. And with that cliffhanger, we now jump into issue 5. The issue kicks off with Banner of Earth 122 restrained to a chair as President Ross beats him. And we get captions of Bruce Banner, the Hulk, saying, "I wanted to be so much more than this. I wanted to push the boundaries, explore the unknowable. I wanted to discover, invent, create. Instead, on this world and every world that has ever known the name of Bruce Banner, the story is always the same, like this alternate me. The Banner of this world once said, 'I am become death,' again and again and again, the destroyer of worlds, and to think, I used to blame it on the bomb." President Ross then wipes his bloody knuckles saying, "Now, shall we try again? Your little pet out there. Your, what did you call it? Your Hulk? It just cost me the collective GDP of at least 3 of our united continents in military and industrial ordnance. And as you sit there and stare at me like a lunatic, it's currently tearing a hole the size of a meteor impact right into the heartland of this beautiful country of ours, while fighting 80 tons of very ticked off mutant spider. So, you're gonna tell me where you found it, how you're controlling it, and then you're gonna tell me how to kill it." But Banner just starts laughing maniacally as captions of Banner say, "I had hoped to find some solace in a world far away from the one I had broken, far away from the people I hurt, who hurt me, who loved me, who feared me, who needed me. But no. There is no rest in the wild, no harbor to shelter me from the storm inside my mind, no land I can tread upon that will not name me ruin, no world I'm not a monster." As we finish reading Banner's words, we see that Ross horribly beat this world's Banner while he says, "Please, Ross, please stop." But Ross just replies, "What is it? What is that thing? Tell me." But Banner looks at him saying, "He's me when I'm angry." We're then taken to the Hulk, who's currently still fighting this 80-ton mutant Hulk spider. But things are not going well, so Banner from inside pushes from stage 4 toward 5, telling the Hulk, "Okay, deep breath, big guy. This is gonna get worse before it gets better." At which point Banner's consciousness manifests Betty Ross, who asks, "What are you doing? You aren't gonna kill that thing, are you?" Banner responds, "Betty, not now." But she says, "He's just a child. He can't help what he is." To which Banner says, "This again? What is this? Since when do you care so much about protecting these supposed children? Why is this so important to you?" And she answers, "Bruce, I don't exist, but I know what happens when you lock a child away and abuse it." And as the Hulk continues to fight this mutated Hulk spider, Peter Parker screams to the Hulk, "Responsibility," in a clear reference towards the famous Spider-Man line, "With great power must also come great responsibility." Anyway, this Betty that Banner has manifest in his mind continues to talk to him saying, "You have to ask yourself, if you lock the Hulk away and you keep hurting it, keep making it angrier, making it bottle up all that rage, when that child explodes, what will he turn into?" Banner just responds, "I don't don't know. Let's find out. As he pushes the throttle to stage 5, which as we see creates gods in Hulk's mind for him to battle. In fact, all of Asgard starts attacking the Hulk all at once to tick him off even more. At this point, Banner locks on his target and says fire as he pushes a smash button on his computer, which causes Hulk to punch the ever-loving crap out of the Hulk spider. We're then taken back to President Ross and This World's Banner, where Banner is pleading with Ross saying, please, I've told you everything. I was just trying to solve the bio-waste problem. He goes on to say, I thought if I could find one, I could cure them or eliminate the problem. But this one, he's different. He can't be stopped. You're just going to make it worse. This is going to explode in your... But Ross interrupts, just telling him to shut up. Then going back to the fight between the Hulk and the Spider Hulk, we see that a punch from the Hulk has injured the Spider Hulk so badly that he reverts back to Peter Parker saying, please, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to go. But as he looks up, he says, not like this, as we see stealth fighters dropping bombs on him. Then from the cockpit inside the Hulk, we see an explosion happen with Banner asking, what is happening? I can't see. I don't have a visual. Computer report, and the computer responds, the hull has been compromised, sir. Full evacuation is recommended. But Bruce tells the computer, no, that's not possible. Then Betty says, oh, Bruce, you worry too much. Then on the next page, we return to Ross and This World's Banner, with Ross saying, I appreciate you trying to solve our little monster problem. I really do. But you see, the truth of it is, them things come in very handy now and then. Oh, not all of them, of course. The weak ones we toss into that little portal trash can of yours. We only keep the strong ones. We had some help from a fella named Richards. He helped us unleash them, make them more compliant, more cooperative. Banner then responds, you're sick. Ross tells him, no son, I'm a patriot. Come on, how did you think we won all them wars? You can't blame everything on the bomb, son. Meanwhile, back in the Hulk's brain, or the cockpit, whatever you want to call it, Banner says, Betty, help me, please. Whatever's happening out there, I have to be in control. I have to fight back. But she just looks at him saying, look at you, helpless, trapped, at the mercy of forces and violence out of your control. Remind you of anyone? Banner says, Betty, what are you doing? And she replies, you really never listen, do you? I told you, Bruce. Betty isn't real, as she grabs the throttle and pushes it up to stage 6, which is Hulk being attacked by pretty much every powerful demon in the Marvel Universe to bring him to the next stage of anger. We then get a panel with a very bloody and beaten Banner saying to Ross, you're a monster, you can't do this. But he just replies, oh, I already have. Your little experiment is over. As we see the bombs he dropped around Peter start unleashing green gas with creatures coming out of them. Banner then tells Ross, no, you can't just use them like that. These are people. But Ross replies, oh, grow up. Those aren't people anymore, Bruce. They're abominations. As we see gamma-infected people come out of the bombs he dropped with artillery on their back ready to attack Peter and the Hulk. Then back inside the Hulk's consciousness with the cockpit ripping apart, Banner pleads with Betty saying, please, but she calmly replies, it really is spectacular, isn't it? This thing you've built. I know I don't say this enough, but I'm proud of you, son. Bruce says, no, but she grabs his arm saying, it's time to let go, Bruce. And as she does, she throws him outside of the cockpit into some void saying, don't worry, we'll take it from here. Betty then sits down in the command chair, pushing the throttle to stage 9, saying, now let's see what this thing can do. And just after she says that, on the outside, we see the Hulk filled with so much rage electricity that energy radiates from his eyes. And issue 5 closes out with a shot of the Hulk blasting one of the Gamma monsters in half like an amped up Cyclops. It's freaking glorious. But that's it, guys. Issues 4 and 5 of the Hulk. This series is a crap ton of fun. It's been action-packed right from the jump, and they keep throwing in these great character twists like the massive Spider Hulk. It almost gives me an 80s or 90s Saturday morning comic cartoon vibe, which in my world is quite a compliment. Needless to say, I'm excited to see where all this is headed, but as always, we want to know what you guys think. Let us know down in the comments. And that, my friends, brings today's Variant Goodness to a close, but be sure to check out Variant the Podcast for more Variant content. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics.